Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector. In the history of numismatics, there are several important coins. Here I have 5. The 5th one is the Flying Eagle penny. This is the first penny to be considered a small cent. Pennies made before these were large cents. They were about the size of a $1/2. This is the first penny the size of a penny we all know and love today. Any dimes, quarters, $half-dollars, and dollar coins that were minted pre-1964 are made of silver. 1964 is the year of the silver cutoff date, so that's why they're important. Last year, silver. In the nickel sphere, the war nickel was the only one ever made of silver. And another penny, the steel cent. It's the only penny ever minted out of steel because copper was rationed in World War II. You can find them in 1943 and in very rare, very valuable cases 44. Last but not least, any penny minted before 1982. 1982 was the cutoff date for copper. Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector. If you have watched my videos for any length of time, you'll know my absolute favorite coin is the Morgan dollar, which I have in my hand right here. And what's bright right there. But this particular Morgan dollar is way more valuable than all of them, probably combined. There are only 750,000 of these 1879 CCC Morgan dollars minted, and as of today, there is an estimated only 200 remaining. That's because of the Pittman Act of 1918. We melted over 350 million silver coins to try to help financial aid for Britain. If you find one of these in beautiful condition like this one, this coin that was originally $1 is now 290,000 of them. Crazy. Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector, and take a look at this coin that I got here. It is not from America, but it's from a country who is run by Winnie the Pooh. That's right, China. This coin was minted in 1903 in Fentian, China, which actually no longer exists. It's now the Shenyang Liaoning province, or however you say that. Not only is it the most valuable and rarest coin in all of China, it's the most valuable and rarest coin in all the world. The coin was minted in a very weird time. There was tons of economic and political turmoil in China at the time. There's a picture of the King Emperor on the front of it, and on the back of it is this dragon, or the obverse and reverse. It was originally owned by a well-known numismatist, but it was sold at auction in 2022. It was the highest price ever paid for a Chinese coin, $6.9 million. Crazy. Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector. This is a 1965 no mint mark Roosevelt dime. It can be anywhere from $2.50 to up to $1,000. This is a 1968 no S proof Roosevelt dime. At auction, one of these sold for $40,000. This here is a 1916 Mercury dime. It could be worth anywhere from $15,000 to $30,000. This here is an 1895 O Barber dime. It could be worth anywhere from $6,500 to over $10,000. This is a 1975 no S Roosevelt dime. It is one of the most valuable modern coins of all time. At the most recent sale, it raised $456,000. A surprising coin worth money is the 2020D dime. That's because they were lower minted. On eBay, one of them sold for $338. This is an 1894S proof Barber dime. It is worth over $1.5 million. Hello everybody, it is I once again, the Conservative Coin Collector, or CCC. You see this coin above me? No, you're not seeing double. This is a coin you need to look out for. The 1955 double die penny. How a coin becomes a double die is it gets stamped, and it's an error where the coin gets turned a little bit to the side and stamped again. They get it look like it's double. In average condition, this coin's worth about $1,000. But in uncirculated condition, this can run you about $17,000 to $18,000. There's also a poor man's double die, and that'll bring you a couple bucks, but it's not anywhere near as valuable as this particular coin. Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector, or CCC for short. Yesterday, I showed you a penny, the white AM, that is potentially worth $1,000 or more. Today's video, I have a nickel that's worth a little more than that. This nickel right here, you see that nickel? That is a 1913 V nickel. And chances are you're never going to find one of these in circulation. I'm one of those people that has a more positive spin on coin collecting, but the 1913 V nickel, only 5 were ever minted. Only 5. If you find one, they're worth $5.2 million at a minimum. Hello everybody, it is the Conservative Coin Collector, and what you see here may look like a normal buffalo nickel, but this buffalo nickel has an issue. Only 3 legs are showing. This 3-legged buffalo nickel is actually one of the most popular nickel errors you could ever find or come across or even research. And when it comes to the value of one of these nickels, it is astounding. 3 legs can make you 6 figures. That's right. One of these nickels in the best condition possible can be worth about $150,000. But what if you want to be more reasonable and if you find one in average condition? Let's say about MS55 condition, it's about $2,000. But MS67 plus, $150,000. Pretty freaking crazy. Thank you for... Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Conservative Coin Collector, and as you can see, no fancy background today. That's because I scored something at work last night you're not gonna believe. When I first saw this coin here, this quarter, I could immediately tell it was silver. And then when I flipped it over and got the year, 1954, I have a 90% silver quarter that I pulled out of circulation. The fact that it's 90% silver alone makes it more than a quarter. But how much is it really worth? Like, what are the statistics on it? I got those for you. 1954 silver quarters are between $4.25 and $7.25. And depends on the condition, but uncirculated pristine ones can sell for as much as $11,500. Hello everybody, it is the Conservative Coin Collector, and living where I live, I get tons of these. It's Canadian penny. It's no more than copper value. But I got to thinking, what is the most valuable copper penny that you can find? Canadian-wise, that is. This is a 1936 Canadian dot penny. It's one of the more valuable Canadian pennies you could ever have or find. And it features King George VI on there. And they were actually struck in 1937. But the date says 1936. From what I looked up, there are less than like 10 of these ever minted, and one sold in 2010 for about $402,000. Isn't that crazy? Hello everybody. This is a double die error. It happens when a coin is stamped, then it's turned and stamped again by accident. This coin is struck off center. This happens when an object comes between a blank and a die at the time of striking. This is a clipped planchet. When a portion of the metal planchet, the blank disc, before it's struck is missing from the completed coin, that is a clipped planchet. This is a blank planchet. It's a punched disc that's intended to be struck, but it never got struck. This is a lamination error. It happens when the surface metal flakes off due to impurities or contaminants, causing the die to chip along the horizontal plane. This is a die cap error. When a coin is struck and sticks to the die for no more strikes and metal flows up around the die, it looks like a bottle cap. Those are just some of what numismatists look for. Hello everyone, it is the Conservative Coin Collector. This is a 1944 steel penny. It is worth about $480,000. This is a 1913 V nickel. With only 5 ever minted, it's worth about $4.2 million. This is an 1894 S Barber dime. Only about 24 ever minted, and it could be worth about $1.5 million. This here is an 1804 bust quarter. Only about 6,700 ever minted. Ones in pristine, uncirculated condition could go for as much as $475,000. This here is an 1872 CC City Liberty half dollar. Only about 257,000 were ever minted. In the right condition, this coin could be worth $100,625. This is a 1794 Florentine silver dollar. There were only about 1,700 ever minted, and these can go for over $10 million. Crazy. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is I, the Conservative Coin Collector. And if you're like me, you're wondering who the heck is on the brand new quarter this year. Well, I have an answer for you. The lady on the quarter this year is Hovita Idar. And why is she on the quarter this year? Born September 7th, 1886 in Laredo, Texas. The reason she is on the quarter is because she was an organizer, writer, and advocate of Mexican-American women's rights. She was also an early civil rights defender, and she fought against lynching and several other forms of all these racial violence. And she fought for better educational opportunities for children and gender equity. And she also fought for labor rights for women as well. She passed away June 15th, 1946 at age 60, and her legacy lives on. Thank you for watching. What is going on, everybody? It is I, the Conservative Coin Collector. Here's a close-up of a 1921 penny. It's 19, but I couldn't get the 21 to fit in frame. Oh well. But the 1921 penny, there were plenty of them minted, and in the right condition, they're quite affordable. But what if you have a 1921 in the right condition? These pennies get scarce at MS63 condition. They're even rarer at MS67. But let's say you have the all-too-perfect MS68 version. What would that go for? The ultra-rare MS68 1921 penny goes for over $55,200. Crazy. Hello everybody, these are my Morgan dollars. They're worth a few bucks with the silver content alone. But they're not the Morgan dollars worth the most money. What are they? This is a 1995 Morgan dollar. The most it can be worth is $175,000. If said Morgan dollar has an O or an S mint mark, it could be worth up to $700,000. This is the reverse of an 1889 CC or a Carson City Morgan dollar. They can be worth up to $1.2 million. This Morgan dollar is from 1884 and it has an S mint mark. This one has the most extreme worth. They all do, but this one's even more extreme. On the low end, they can be $34, and on the very tippy-top high end, $1.25 million. The last Morgan dollar I have for you is from 1893, and it has an S mint mark. If you have that one, it's worth between $3,000 and $1.25 million. Hello everybody, Triple C here. And today I'm going to talk about the 1983 penny. It is the first coin that the U.S. ever minted without copper in it. Pennies were made of copper since the conception of the penny to now. There's an interesting penny that was made in 1983. It's the 1983 no mint mark penny. Hundreds of millions of pennies were minted in 1983, but only about 5,000 in 1983 no mint marks were ever minted. When it comes to the price, I checked several websites. Some of them say they can make you a millionaire. Some of them say they're only worth a couple of thousand. But from my best research I could come up with, a 1983 no mint mark penny could be about $7,000, which for one penny is actually kind of cool. Thanks for. Hello everybody, it is I, the Conservative Coin Collector, and when I was at work yesterday, I just so happened to have gone to my Coinstar, and I want to show you what I found. Not one, not two, but 3 wheat pennies. And I have my wheat penny book, and I'm going to see if I can add to it. Turning the pennies around, I have a 1941, 1949, and 1944. And these two are D's. This one has no mint mark. If you take a look, my 41 is already filled. My 45D right here is already filled. And I'm missing the 49S, but I have the 49D. It's sad I wasn't able to fill a spot in my penny book, but oh well, it's part of the hunt. In my jar they go. Hello everybody, it's other conservative coin collector. Welcome back to my channel. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know the Morgan dollar is my absolute favorite coin of all time. I have two of them just sitting on my bed. I can find the second one. I have a second one, but I can't find it right now. This one is from 1887. Beautiful coin, right? It's worth about 50 bucks. And I paid about that for it. That is nowhere near the value of the most valuable Morgan dollar out there. What is the value of the most valuable Morgan dollar? The most valuable one would have to be this. The 1884 S Morgan dollar. 1884 S. Like all of them, they were designed by George T. Morgan. They were made of 90% silver, and the S mark means it was minted in San Francisco. And the rarity points to how many were minted. The common years, millions and millions of these were minted because they were a very common dollar coin. But in 1884, only about 3.2 million were ever minted. To give an idea of what little number that is, the Philadelphia Mint over the course of the Morgan dollar minted over 44 million of them. Let's say you find one, and you find one in museum quality condition. How much could it possibly be worth? Of course, when it comes to coins, the condition matters. And a lot of the value from the coin comes from when they're graded. So let's say you have one graded between MS65 and 68. It can go up to MS70, and then you can grade proof coins. That's a whole separate video. To make a long explanation short, this Morgan dollar can be anywhere from $900,000 up to $1,250,000 for something that was going to be $1 originally. It is a million times the value of what it was supposed to be, which I find absolutely insane. I hope you found this video as informative as I did. I'm a conservative coin collector. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. What's going on, everybody? It is the conservative coin collector. I'm actually currently on break at work, and I just have to show you something that I just found. This is actually kind of funny. I recently did a short about differences between a proof and a regular coin in circulation, and I gotta show you what I found. I found this. When I saw this coin, I was like, it is just way too shiny for what year it's supposed to be. If this was a brand new nickel and this shiny, I would get it, but it's from 2005. And I turn it over, and you see the mint mark? It's a 2005 S. I found myself a proof coin in circulation. This is the first proof coin I found in circulation in a couple of years, actually. So you can find them, but they can be on the rarer side. I don't know why this set got broken up, but I'm glad to have found it. Hello everybody, it is CCC, and today's video is going to be about the 1974 aluminum penny. Back in the day, copper was getting more and more expensive, and the mint was experimenting on what to make the penny out of next. So what they tried was aluminum. They tried it, it failed, and they destroyed most of the aluminum pennies. They melted them down and made them into something else, which what makes them so rare. In 1974, pennies were still made of copper as well. And those pennies are maybe $1-2 in the right condition. But this particular penny in average condition is $250,000. And in certified MS64 condition, this penny can be worth $2 million. Hello everyone, this is the conservative coin collector. This is a 1943 copper bacon penny. Only 40 examples exist and 20 examples remain. It's worth about $1 million. This is an 1894 S barber dime. 24 of these were minted, 9 remain. It's worth about $1.4 million. The 1343 Edward III florin. In 2006, when the third one was found, it was estimated to be about $850,000. But today, the coin is valued at $6.8 million. The 1913 V-nickel, or 5-cent coin, there were only 5 ever minted, and they're worth about $6.2 million. The 1794 florin hair silver dollar. This coin is estimated to be worth over $10 million. The 1849 double eagle gold coin is the most valuable coin pretty much ever. It's worth about $20 million. Crazy.